Hello everybody, welcome back. Hoi, 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 hoi. Yeah, I gotta wait about a minute after hitting live to yeah, I gotta wait about a minute after hitting live to let YouTube catch up and actually send out notifications. If YouTube actually ever sent out notifications. If you notice me futzing with my hands, it's because I'm putting cream on my fingernails to make them all nice and pretty. So today we're gonna talk about Metatron. His video is only 10 minutes long, so we'll probably get through that one. And the next one we're gonna look at is Pete Hoekstra. Special thanks to Athens and Mania for getting that screen grab of me freaking out for the thumbnail. We were already live earlier today doing art, so if you're interested in that, we did finish a lovely Psyduck, so if you remember, you have access to the full resolution version of that painting. It's on the community tab, and if you are in the Discord, it is also in the previous art area of the Discord if you want it. Godless Scummer has confirmed that he did in fact get the notification. Thank you for letting me know that you got the fucking notification. So we've talked about Metatron before, and by the way, before I get into this, the weather here is in between bad and good, which means my power might go out. When the weather is bad, my power is fine. When the weather is good, my power is fine. When the weather is in between good and bad, it likes to shit the bed. So if the stream just stops, it's because my power ran out. So nobody freak out, nobody panic. It's fine. It's fine. So today, as recommended by Tom, we are this was in the suggestions pile. We are going to be talking about Metatron and his ongoing feud with the University of Waterloo. Now, I have been to the University of Waterloo. It's a nice place. It's fine. There's it's one of the better universities in Canada, and I think, we'll see if I'm correct, but my thought process going into this is thinking that Metatron isn't actually anti-woke, he's actually just anti-education. Like, I don't think he's actually targeting the University of Waterloo because of its policies, because in that case, like, most of Canada's universities follow the same policies. I think he's specifically trying to target specific universities for either the sake of clout or for the sake of, like, he doesn't expect any of these universities to actually punch back. You know what I mean? So, because why would they? It would be beneath them to do so. But yeah, this video is one thing that I do have as a YouTube criticism of Metatron is that his titles and thumbnails are fucking garbage if you want to know what he's actually talking about. Like, this video is just called Shameful. And it's like, what the fuck is this video about? Who knows? I don't know. You tell me. So it's annoying to look through his videos, but, whatever. Regardless. Let's see what he has to say, I guess. Go.
Hey, Noble Ones, you know when clowns tell you that it's not really racism unless it's both systemic and institutional? Well, what do you call this then? Ontario University research position restricted to those who are women, transgender, non-binary, or two-spirit. Somehow we've embraced this full...
Alright, we're gonna pause right there. Does anybody see the problem so far? Does anybody see the problem? Do you notice, besides the excessive number of tabs that he has open at any given time, which is painful to look at. Apparently it was 36 degrees Fahrenheit and clear where he lived at 6:10 p.m. on December 19th, 2025. So I could just see all this stuff on the bottom of his screen. Yeah, that's the National Post. Do you guys remember what we talked about last time we were talking about the National Post? I did a whole video about them, and the Chatham... what's it called? The Chatham something or another. Basically the problem is that the National Post and a handful of other, newspapers in Canada have been bought and sold out by right-wing think tank groups, right? The National Post is one of them. So the National Post is notoriously like, it's basically like a printed version of Fox News, but diet Fox News. So it's an incredibly biased source. It doesn't mean you can't use it for things. It just means that you're gonna get a really lilted headline like the one he just read out. So if you're gonna use the National Post, at least like X to doubt some of the stuff that it's saying, and or at least the way it's presenting its information.
This notion that discrimination can be good, and it simply cannot. You know that I've talked about University of Waterloo already several times on this channel. In fact, I dare to say that not only I've got several videos dedicated to their absolutely disgusting practices, but it's becoming basically like
absolutely disgusting. Yes, absolutely disgusting. Yeah. He sounds so committed that he actually thinks it's disgusting. No, he doesn't. He doesn't actually think any of these things. He's just saying them.
Like a series. There I say, a Netflix TV show. If it was adapted to a Netflix TV show, though, they would turn me black. You know that. But check this out. NSERC Tier 1 Canada Research Chairs in...
I doubt that they would, but now we're on a whole different tab and not looking at the National Post anymore. You can actually, if you can see, I don't know if it's as easy as you can see, the National Post tab is literally right beside the tab that he's on now, and now we don't know what he is on, so we don't know what the source is for this. So, okay, I guess.
Computer science, 2 positions, internal, external. The David R. Cherital School of Computer Science in the Faculty of Mathematics at the University of Waterloo invites applications for 2 tenured faculty positions. Exceptional scholars and researchers at the rank of full professor or associate professor are sought, who are eligible to apply for a Tier 1 Canada Research Chair, CRC, established by the Government of Canada to enable Canadian universities to foster research excellence. Priority research areas include: Position 1, all areas of artificial intelligence. The call is open only to qualified individuals who self-identify as women, transgender, gender fluid, non-binary, or two-spirit. What a clown world. Position 2, all areas of computer science. The call is open only to qualified individuals who self-identify as a member of a racialized minorities. In other words...
Okay. All right. So take your bets now. Take your bets now about how which direction you think he's going to swing this. Do you think he's going to try and swing this that like only people under certain things like or do you think he's going to go with like they're limited white men are getting kicked out? which do you think he's going to go? You tell me. All right, go.
Self-identify as a member of a racialized minorities. In other words, instead of writing, University of Waterloo, if there is one thing that annoys me particularly is inefficiency. You're being inefficient because you all of these words. I mean, look at this. Look at this word salad of 1,000,000 words that you have to write. It's easy. I'll make it very simple for you. Instead of writing all of this, just say, we exclude for this application white men. Straight white men. 3
straight white cis men. But that's not the only people being not included, right? Not for position 1. Position 1 says self-identify as women, transgender, gender fluid, non-binary, or two-spirit. Right? Which has nothing to do with your sexuality, right? And not only white. Nothing in that lists anything about race. The second position says nothing about being trans or not trans, just a member of a radicalized minority. So that one is basically not white. Because generally white people are not filed in Canada under radicalized minority, but not every minority is radicalized, right? So you have to be self-identifying as this radicalized minority because not not every person who's of a minority is radicalized or believes they are radicalized. Do you think that maybe the reason that these positions are being filled with these people is for the purposes of the research that they're doing in that area? Does it say that no other people have been hired for this area either? Oh, so did I say radicalized? Sorry, racialized. Racialized minority. Sorry, I misread that. Racialized minority. So, yeah, oh, reading. Yeah, sorry, racialized. My bad. So, both of these are about self-identity, right? Are goblins a radicalized minority in Canada? Yes. Goblins are radical everywhere they go. 90s radical. There's a reason dyslexia is on the bingo card. Yeah. Speaking of the bingo card, I should probably link that. You guys want that bingo card? Let me go get it for you. So again, not everybody who is in what you might consider a racialized minority might not consider themselves part of a racialized minority, right? It's about self-identity for both of these things. But again, I also where am I? Where am I in the Discord? What's happening? There we go. God, losing my mind. Here we go. Let me finish doing this and then we'll talk again. There you go. There's the bingo card. So here's the thing, right? Part of this has to do with, one, being a straight white cis man does not cover the basis. It doesn't. It doesn't work in this case. It's not everyone but straight white cis men. He left cis out, but even if you were to remove cis, saying not straight white men does not cover what is listed here, nor does it specify for each position. Second off, again, there's probably a reason why they're looking for those people. If you know anything about, being a minority or anything about the way positions are filled, either in Canada or even in other places, you might be aware that there are biases in selection, and you might be aware that there are historical biases that have caused a disproportionate number of one group to be included in studies that may not, or in positions that may not be representative of what the study needs to do. So, for example, there is a really bad historical bias in medicine that means that most medicine is catered towards men, right? And a lot of the testing is done on men, meaning that medications and treatments and even recognizing certain issues and diseases and problems that you might have with your body are not fucking catered towards women and are missing. There's very big gaps in our medical knowledge when it comes to men versus women. Now, if you want to get into transgender stuff as well, because I think that deserves to be acknowledged, because trans rights are human rights. Yes, there are biological differences between men and women. Yes, there are biological differences between trans men and trans women, and people who are born as women and people who are born as men from like a biological sex standard. But transgender stuff is not about what you were born as, it's about who you are. And so, like, it's almost like there's a reason why you would want to include a group in a study and as part of your research team, depending on what you're researching. Now, this says all areas of artificial intelligence and all areas of computer science. So maybe there's a gap in their researchers. Maybe there's a bias that they're trying to correct for in who's doing the research in a specific area. And in doing so, they're trying to eliminate that bias, right? Or maybe they're just trying to rebalance their research team because they have too many straight white men in their field. I don't know. I'm not at the university. I'm sure you could go and ask instead of just assuming that they're leaving straight white men out, you giant baby. Does this include AI art? I don't know. It says all areas, so it's possible. I don't know what the University of Waterloo is researching. They're faculty positions, 2 tenured faculty positions.
3 words versus 1, 2, 3. In fact, 4. I have to put identity.
Oh, right. He was being stupid and trying to invent outrage over by saying an incorrect thing, by saying straight white men would be covered, would cover everything that's listed here, and it doesn't. That's just wrong. I've already given examples.
5, 6, 7. Only open to qualified individuals self-identify as a member of a racialized minority. I don't even know how many words we've got. You could have done it with 3 words. We exclude purposely straight white males. Now
that's not the only group being excluded.
Here's the other thing that I have to ask at this point. Could you explain to me, university, if your objective is excellence, research excellence, and you're looking for exceptional scholars and researchers, what does this sexuality have anything to do with that? Why?
Representing a bias in researchers. Duh, you're welcome. That's how. There's bias in researching based on who is doing the research. So you try to eliminate that bias by having different people doing the research. Like the most bare, basic, obvious answer. You're welcome? I don't know what to tell you.
In order to find excellence, you are going to give priority to someone who says, I'm gender fluid.
He's assuming priority because he doesn't know who else is on the research team or in the faculty, right? You have to make that assumption because, again, he doesn't know who's on the research team, what they're researching, or who are the other faculty members. Is it a priority if there's 5 people and one of them is a woman? I don't think that's priority, my guy.
Maybe they never studied a single, but maybe they're actually subpar when it comes to their ability to study.
No, because you're skipping the word that says open only to qualified individuals. They have to, being qualified is the part that precludes all the other things that they're also asking for. This is something that I see people getting wrong. Well, particularly angry, yelly men getting wrong all the time. And it's that, oh, you're hiring somebody because of their gender or because of their race, despite the qualifications. And it's like, no, DEI, you have to meet the qualifications first. Then you look for the if you need more of whatever to be able to diversify, because guess what? Diversifying means more perspective, means less bias, means better results. Higher quality. That's really that simple. So at the end of the day, what this just turns into is angry yelly man on the internet gets things wrong. There are 2 filters, qualification and self-identity. You've got to match both. Exactly. You got it exactly. There's a reason why qualified individuals comes first. And again, I would also like to remind you, this is a tenured research faculty position. This isn't a large pool that they're pulling from of people, you know what I mean? Like, the pool gets smaller and smaller as you go into more specific research positions.
Maybe, maybe not, who knows? But you're giving priority to this, which means you're automatically excluding someone who perhaps is straight, and that disqualifies them.
Bro literally has it showing on the screen, and he read it out loud twice. And he still is like, the fact that they said they had to be qualified just doesn't exist. Hey, maybe, Metatron, your bias is blinding you to the literal words you're showing on the screen right now. That's rough, buddy.
So at this point, it could be a black straight man. Could you imagine that? Or a
Yes,
black.
it could be a black straight man. Position 2 would be covered. It being a black straight man, as long as you're a radicalized. I did it again. Racialized minority. So if you are a straight black man who is who self-identifies as a member of a racialized minority, then you would fit the requirements for the position. And if you were a straight black man, you also might fit position 2 because you may be transgender. So, I love this guy. He's dumber than Shad. I haven't watched Shad in a while, so probably I'll take your word for it, and you're probably correct.
Black straight woman. But you are, because she likes men, you're gonna give the job to, at this point, a white.
A black straight woman would also qualify for position 1 or position 2. It wouldn't matter.
Because she likes men, you're gonna give the job to, at this point, a white gender fluid. On the basis of what? Sexuality instead of research excellence?
No, the research excellence is precluded. It's at the beginning. Qualified individuals. If you were a white woman or a gender fluid, male presenting individual, and you were straight because your sexuality doesn't matter for 1 or for 2, then you would fit within the qualifications. He's trying so hard to just make shit up. Oh my god.
Clowns. Also, individuals who self-identify as women. You know what this means? It means that basically you're gonna give the job to a guy on the basis of just him saying they might even be trolling you at this point. This guy might tell you, "Oh yeah, I identify as a woman."
I like how he just assumes that men are gonna be dirty liars to steal jobs from people. He just assumes men are just gonna be shitty. Maybe it's almost like when you apply for a job, you get interviewed. No, he's assuming that a man is going to lie on purpose and pretend to be a woman, not a trans woman or a woman, just a man. The gayest people I know are straight men. They're obsessed with what other men think about them, and that's gay to me. That's, yeah, fair enough. Overonator. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. We've been talking for I've been talking to you forever, and I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't want to dox myself, but okay. Computer science math departments are overwhelmingly white cis males. Yeah, that happens a lot. It's almost like there has been a bias in those industries for a long time, and part of what this kind of stuff is trying to do is adjust and fix those biases. What else we got here? Letty says, jealous, untalented, whiny man complains about people who aren't having skills and getting jobs that uses those skills. News at 11. He thinks trans women are men. Yes, he also thinks that, because he's a bigot. I like how he, like, the look on his face, like he thinks he's making a point, and he just sounds like a whining moron. He's like he's so stupidly smug. What is that subreddit? Confidently incorrect? My pronunciation was correct for once. Wonderful. All right, what is he saying?
And so he's gonna get the job instead of a woman, even though they're supposed to be pro-feminist. And then when he gets the job, makes all the money he makes, and then when he's home, he's like, "Oh yeah, what me identify as a woman? I don't know what they're on about." Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you need.
Hey, try it. Why don't you try it? Go ahead. Go on, try it. Go do it. Go be a man pretending to be a woman out in the real world for a little while. See how that goes. See what you think about it. You could document it. You could bring a GoPro and everything. Go ahead. Go be a man pretending to be a woman out in the real world, Metatron, and see how you do. Hey, even do it on your channel. Try being a woman for a little while. Try being a man pretending to be a woman. So obviously that's not a trans woman, and obviously that's not a woman. That is just him who still identifies as a man pretending to be a woman, which isn't even like, I wouldn't even classify that as drag either, because drag is a whole thing, so he most assuredly will fail. Yeah, go be a man pretending to be a woman. Try it, Metatron. See how you do. Then maybe we'll take your opinion seriously. What a deeply unserious person this guy is.
Because it doesn't even say it's someone who's actually gone through surgery, then I believe it. Or it's someone who actually crossed...
No, you don't have to go through surgery to be trans, and people who... And that's like a very personal decision for trans people to make. So to try to force that onto people, especially given the, like, depending on where you live, it's a big monetary ask. So it's like, there are, class limitations might be a little bit much, but there's a monetary limitation. Because it costs money to get that kind of surgery, and it costs money to afford your hormones and yada, 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 right? So it's not that simple to just go get surgery, right? And so some trans people that works for them, and some trans people it doesn't, and some trans people want to but can't, and some trans people don't want to, and it would be wrong to force those people to participate in anything that they don't want to participate in when it comes to their own bodies. So you can't just force trans people to go through surgeries because it would make you believe the thing they're already saying that has nothing to do with you anyway. God, you're such a... Why are you so nosy? What a freak.
Dresses. Maybe they just cross-dress for the interview, but then they never do ever again. Transgender, gender fluid, no, two-spirit. What?
Do it, Metatron. Go get a job. Go, like, shave. Your hair's long enough, you'll be fine on that regard. Maybe get it done up, get some makeup on, put on a dress, go to a job interview. See if you're more likely to get the job because you're dressed up as a woman. And then go and do that work for a little while. Go do that job for a little while, assuming you even get it. Assuming you even get the job and aren't, like, exposed immediately for just being a piece of shit. And then try to live that life. Try it! It's not gonna work. Not gonna work. Letty says frumpy dumpy white guys wanting workplaces to be a commune of people exactly like them. Sounds kind of communistic monoculture. Kira says, it's also crazy to think the person would want to and be able to pretend to be trans for decades while working there. Tenured position is not a temp job. I know, right? He's just making up this scenario, and he's talking about a tenured research position at a university as if it's like working at a bar without a liquor license. Oh my god. This is such a weird made-up scenario. And here's the problem. Even if this were the case, right? Even if his weird made-up scenario was true, then the problem would still be the individual man who lied, not the trans community, and not like the LGBTQ plus community or any of the list, like the racialized minority community. It would just be like this one. It wouldn't even be a problem of straight white men. It would be a problem of this one guy. This one made up imaginary Kool-Aid man. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
What the heck is two-spirit, by the way? I keep seeing this at the University of Canada because you spam it everywhere. What on earth is a two-spirit? If the fact is, the part that really gets me...
You didn't Google it before you did your video? I keep seeing it, I still don't know what it is. Google it! Look it up yourself. So you clearly don't even know what you're talking about because you got the qualified individuals part wrong. You got the straight white man part wrong, and now you don't even know what two-spirit is, and you couldn't be bothered to check. Who watches this guy?
Most is the racial one. Why? Because it says the call is open only to qualified individuals who self-identify as a member of a racialized minority. So,
congratulations. Maybe if you're a straight white man, you identify as a racialized minority. Maybe you do. Is the university gonna buy that or think that's acceptable or agree with you enough to give you the position? Maybe. Why does this guy have long hair? Suspicious. Yeah, his hair's longer than mine. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of a little androgyny myself. I get it. This man pretends to be a historian. Oh, does he? Is that what he does? Is that why the computer screen in his background looks like it's from the 90s?
does this work if it's a white guy who identifies as black? Can you do that? Because otherwise they wouldn't say who self-identity or identify. They would say someone who...
Hey, guess what? Not every person who's a minority identifies the same way. It's not a homogenous group. Different people in the group view their own culture and themselves differently. Not every... You know, for such a group of people that is very, like, into... it like that individual ideology, the fact that they don't recognize that other people are individuals is bizarre.
belongs to, or who is a member. Not that the self-identification is the important aspect, which means because they live in Lululand.
Bro, the whole thing is bold, which means the priority is on that whole thing, not... You have no idea what they're gonna prioritize over the other within that text. You'd have to be working with them to know, like, if you had a self-identifying woman and a self-identified gender fluid person applying for the same position with the same credentials, if they're going to choose one or the other based on that alone, or like, right, you don't know what they're going to prioritize. So like if you've got somebody who self-identifies as a racialized minority and one of them is African American and another one is Chinese, right? Because this is in Canada, right? So the other person is from China, or like is born in Canada but it has Chinese heritage, right? Well, like, you don't know which one they're gonna prioritize. I'm not great at comedy, so I present as a straight man. The upside down smiley face makes that joke, Red Cedar. Very well done. They live in Lululand. No, they live in Waterloo. In Ontario.
They live in it's all about fantasy.
My guy, you just went on a whole 5-minute tirade about your imagined scenarios that are unfair towards allegedly your self-identified group. All he's been doing is fantasizing so far. He hasn't actually come up with any actual problem. It's just a problem he made up in his own head that this group of people, straight white cis men, are being targeted, but like literally doesn't say that. Why be funny when you can be outraged? Oh, that makes me sad. I mean, this is the thing with rage baiting, right? Because that's all this is. He's just trying to rage bait. And like, there's no point in getting mad at anything he says because the stuff he's saying is just completely nonsensical if you think about it for 30 seconds. And it's just like, who's watching you? Why? For what? What are they getting out of this? This video has 21,000 views. Like, what the fuck?
Virtual signaling. Man, if you live in Canada, I really feel for you. I really do. Unless you're one of those...
Oh, thanks. I live in Canada. I don't want your feelings. I don't accept your feelings. It's kind of creepy. Don't. Cease and desist.
Man, if you live in Canada, I really feel for you. I really do. Unless you're one of those that voted this in power, then I don't feel.
So my empathy for a group of people that I think something bad is happening to is limited to my in-group. Have you noticed the problem? You notice the issue here? Hmm. 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 A little bit sussy.
Feel it for you. You reap what you sow. But for the rest of the people, for the normal people that are like, what on earth? It's like normal people.
Voted this in power. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's a it's a university application. It's not even a government position. I don't know what you're talking about. Guys, I think we're stuck into the like Americanized exceptionalism. Now, Americanized exceptionalism is not limited to, you don't have to be an American, so you don't have to be from the United States to sort of have this sort of ideology, right? Where it's like the way the United States is doing things or wants to do things is the best way and they're the only way, blah 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 blah. Right? Where it's like this idealized individualism, right? So there's like and that's like this attitude that comes with this like right-wing populism that's going on right now, this right-wing extremism, this culture war nonsense that people like this like their whole agenda is to make money off of the culture war that they've invented. But like Canada is not the United States. And so the culture here is not the same as you would expect to see in the United States. There are some places that are a little bit more similar than others, and there are some things slightly different depending on which part of the country you're in. Like Canada is a pretty big place, so like if you're in Alberta, you're gonna have a different attitude than some of the people who live in Saskatchewan, and the people in Saskatchewan are gonna have a little bit of different attitude than people in New Brunswick, and the people in New Brunswick are gonna have a little bit of different attitude than the people in the Yukon, and everybody's got a different attitude than the people in Quebec. So it's going to change, right? Depending on where you go. But there are some cultural through lines. And if somebody's going to LARP as a historian, then if you want to understand why the University of Waterloo is like this, and why Canada has gone in the direction that it is, which is a generally more progressive approach than its its United States counterpart, then what you should do is look at our history. And maybe learn a little bit about the way our government works, and maybe learn a little bit about the way we vote, and maybe learn a little bit about Canadian culture. If there's anything that you can kind of get everybody in the United States to, or in Canada, to agree on right now, it's fuck Donald Trump. Those polls were topping out at like somewhere between 80 and like 92% of Canadians were like, hey, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, the trademark in Canada is the word sorry. So much so that we had to make a law about it. There's a caveat in Canadian law that says an apology or saying sorry is not indicative of guilt, is not an admission of guilt. That is written into our law because it's such a common phrase. But like, here's the thing: he doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want to educate people. He doesn't want to know what the answer is. He just wants to be. He doesn't even want to be mad. He wants to pretend he's upset. He's disgusted. He wants to pretend that he's disgusted at this behavior. To make money, to make people angry, so people watch his videos so he can make money. He's a grifter. Canada isn't Rome, therefore it's not history worth learning. Only America exists, only the United States matters. Nobody cares about anything else, whatever, it's fine. Excuse me. Let me squeak past you, let me squish by you. Excuse me. Sorry. It's a very nice grift, though. It's a lucrative grift, I'll give you that. Mildly inconveniences someone by being in the same aisle as them in the supermarket as they pass. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, people are like, I don't care what you do in your privacy. I don't care about your personal, what consenting adults do. I do care, however, when it comes to equal opportunities under the law. In
Learn the law then. If you think the University of Waterloo is breaking the law, then do something about it. How about explain to us how this violates the laws? Because it doesn't. If anything, your video might be violating the law for harassment. I don't think it is. I think that would be pushing it. But if you wanna, if we're gonna work in extremes here.
In education. Also, because this will collapse a nation, by the way. If you start replacing actually...
Oh no, guys, Canada's gonna collapse because the University of Waterloo didn't hire some straight white guys for 2 positions. 2 faculty positions. Didn't he just say other people are living in a fantasy and definitely not him? Hey, what's happening right now globally? How's Russia doing with its lack of progress and progression and its anti-LGBTQ plus stance? How did that go for Germany in the 30s? How's it going for the United States right now? Seems not great. Seems not so good. Seems kind of collapsy, don't you think? Like, from an economic standpoint? No? Shucks.
People on the basis of who do they sleep with? Believable, I have to say that. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, nothing in that thing that you just showed said anything about sexuality at all. It has to do with self-identity, which has nothing to do with who you decide you want to sleep with. Those are 2 different things. It doesn't surprise me that he doesn't know the difference between gender and sex, though. But, 10 points if you get that joke. Listen, everybody who's a follower of me will likely get that joke, but the freaks who are gonna come over to bitch about that I'm talking about Metatron and not agreeing with him aren't gonna get that joke. They probably didn't even make it this far into the video to hear this joke. And you know what? If they did, good job. It's a shame you're not gonna get the joke, but, thanks for making it this far.
Not gonna be much excellent. You're not gonna have much excellency in that university panel now, will you? Also,
yes, you will, because the preclusion is you have to meet the qualifications first.
What's interesting about this is that after they got called out, because I mean, here it is, University of Waterloo is the thing with a little logo.
Who the fuck is this? Michael Campbell's Money Talks? What the Chris Burnett? What? Do I have to look at Michael Campbell's Money Talk? Okay, what is this? Michael Campbell's Money Talks. Of course it's fucking Facebook. Why are we looking at his conversation with who's Pi? I'm taking a shower if you need me. Love you. Wow, I love you. Why are we seeing his Facebook fucking conversation? Is that his girlfriend? Is that his wife? Why is it on the screen? That can't be on purpose, right? It can't be on purpose. Alright, Mike's Money Talk tackles... Okay. I found this. Michael Campbell's Money Talks complete show. Money Talks tackles everything to do with investing, markets, the economy, and your money. The fuck does that have to do with university and social science? Okay. Episode 3, Doomberg reveals what province Trump and his raw power doctrine may be eyeing in Canada, and it's not Alberta, and why the EU is spiraling towards disaster. Okay, well, I guess they talk about politics a lot. They explain why uranium is back in focus as electricity demand surges and nuclear power regains government support. Okay. Well, maybe we'll come back to this in the future. Yeah, they got called out by some random bullshit on Facebook. Okay. Go on.
Oh, look, look. Look at this. The department, we need to read this. Tier 1 Canada Research Chair in Applied Mathematics. Mathematics, I mean, the one I could imagine.
Guys, only people who are white and straight with dicks can do math. Didn't you know? There's definitely never historically been any major things that somebody who wasn't white and didn't have a dick did in mathematics. Definitely not. No. Don't look at the moon. Stop. This is so stupid. Why is this man so dumb?
Tier 1 Canada Research Chair in Applied Mathematics. Mathematics, I mean, the one I could imagine. I don't, but I can understand if it was like, it's about gender studies. Then I guess put someone who believes in that nonsense. Social scientist. But a mathematician.
Why do you think that social science isn't science? Why are you saying it like that? Social science is incredibly fucking important. Algebra is a terrorist organization. Kira in the chat says, yes, that's true. Since my bottom surgery, my math skills have plummeted. Gay women made the moon. Jewish gay women made the moon. Oh shit, this is an internal position and are hiring internal people? Part of the university? Yeah, go figure, I know, right? Let's let him I'm sorry, I keep interrupting him to laugh because it's so fucking stupid. Yeah, there's no math in social science. I don't know what you're talking about. There's only math and mathematics, alright? Computer science? No math. But no. And there's no social issues that has anything to do with mathematics. There's definitely no social things that have to do with math at all. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it back and let him actually say what he wants to say. Go.
Go, look at us. Look at this. The department, we need to read this. Tier 1 Canada Research Chair in Applied Mathematics. Mathematics, I mean, the one I could imagine. I don't, but I can understand if it was like, it's about gender studies. Then I guess put someone who believes in that nonsense. Social scientist. But a mathematician, are you out of your mind? A mathematician needs to be someone who is skilled, not someone who is, I don't know, who would you identify as? All right, let's go. A date advertising.
Why would what someone identifies as matter for their skills in crunching numbers? This guy doesn't know what a mathematician does. Yeah, that's just straight up bigotry. That is just straight up bigotry. Somebody who is not fucking... If you have an identity, you can't do math, is basically what he just said. And if you have an identity that does not conform with what he thinks your identity should be, you can't do math. Guys, 1 + 1 is 2 is impossible. It's literally the culmination of bigotry. It is literally... He's trying to say that if you have an identity that differs from what he thinks your identity should be, you aren't mentally sound, and you're not mentally sound in a way that would make you incapable of doing math. That's incredibly bigoted. That is actually insane. That is probably as close to saying the quiet part out loud as we're gonna get in this video.
June 5th, 2025. So this is recent for all of you who always complain about, oh, but this is a post from 2022. Why are you posting it now? Because if it's relevant, I'll post something even if it's from 1322, by the way. But regardless, I digress. The Department of Applied Mathematics in the Faculty of Mathematics at the University of Waterloo is seeking an exceptional scholar, and the researchers, we know that. Look at this.
An exceptional scholar, meaning you have to reach the level of qualification. Because I feel like he's already throwing that out the window.
The anticipated earliest start date is September 1st, 2026, to address legal requirements for supporting underrepresented groups in the CRC program. So it's the government that is making them do it. It's the government. Eligible candidates for this search are required to identify as a woman or gender equity seeking groups. Oh yeah, because they keep changing the nomenclature, and so now I don't know what the heck a gender equity seeking group is, because up to
what part do you not understand? The gender part, the equity part, or the group part? Which of those words do you not understand? We can explain them for you. It's not that hard. You don't know what the word equity means? You don't know what the word gender means? Or you don't know what the word group means? It's which part of this are you not grasping? Which part of it is beyond you?
15 seconds ago, we were calling them minorities, but now apparently, according to the University of Waterloo, you can't say minorities anymore. You have to say equity-deserving groups. So you
I don't know why he thinks that, but okay. They used minority in the one he just showed. Right here in this one, it uses the word minority back here. What are we at? 726? Look, they used the word minority right there. The poor little guy, he's so confused. It's not that hard, man. All this is he's fantasizing and he's hurting himself in confusion. he's hurting his own feelings with his own fantasy and then just spitting it out on the internet. It hurts. Oh my god. Oh my god.
usually the equity deserving group is that, but in this case, I don't know, because it's gender equity seeking groups, clowns, which is defined to include individuals who self-identify as women, transgender, gender fluid, non-binary, and two-spirit people. Canada is...
So what's the problem? You don't like that the government is stepping in to help balance out the bias in studies? In research? It sounds like he's just mad about DEI because he doesn't understand how DEI works. He's too stupid to notice that DEI means you have to meet the requirements before anything else. But of course, he seems to also be on the page that it's not possible for anybody who is not of a specific group to be equal to another. Right? He doesn't think that anybody that is in these groups would be equal to a straight white man. In case you didn't catch that, that's what he's doing. So because he holds the belief that none of these people would be qualified as a straight white man to the position, he's presuming, like, it's presuppositionalism. He's presupposing that the straight white man is already qualified and better than everybody else. And there's your bigotry.
A mess. But look at this. They got backlash for it. And as far as I could tell now...
All that says is you're not authorized to access this page. Could you imagine if what actually happened here was the University of Waterloo just blocked his IP address? I could definitely see that happening. One thing that people need to understand about Canada is we're a bunch of petty fucking little shits. And we're actually very, very good at undermining things on the internet. If you're not sure and you're not familiar with that, I recommend looking into the number of times some bored-ass random Canadian fucked over Russia. That is The thing we do. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if some Canadian who's working at the University of Waterloo or goes to the University of Waterloo came across or has like another student that is like fucking spewing this guy's shit on their campus, and they got annoyed at that other guy and they're like, I'm gonna look this guy up. They fucking looked him up and then went to the IT department and said, hey, fucking ban this guy. The University of Waterloo, absolutely, I could totally see that happening. Alright, sorry, just checking in on chat here. Letty said he doesn't have the definition of the requirement for underrepresentation. The institution might already have 9/10 of old white guys. Right, exactly. That was what we were talking about earlier. Make a stream out of that. Make a stream out of what? What am I making a stream out of? Laughing at this man? I'm already doing that. They need to personalize it. You are not you are not authorized Wokertron. I've only ever met one nice Canadian. We are a bunch of there's the difference between nice and polite. Those are different things. Oh, Canada screwing over Russia? Yeah, I could do. Yeah, I could. All right, I'll consider that. I can consider that. All right, let's keep going. I like how he assumes that they got backlash over it.
I can't access it. I guess they got the two jobs and they hush hush, unless there is another way to get through it, and perhaps this is a bad gate. I don't know.
Or maybe you got IP banned, or maybe they didn't want public access to internal job postings, or maybe like 70 other billion things. Why are you assuming they got black? This is what I mean. All of these fucking people, all of these angry yelly men on the internet are actually presuppositionalists, and they have the same kind of argumentative flaws that like Christian presuppositionalism has, right? Presuppositionalism as an argument for a position has a lot of issues. Those issues are consistent with these fucking yelly men on the internet that pretend they like to debate and discuss topics, which they're not actually doing because they're fucking presuppositionalism.
Creating Center for Career Development. No, it's not. Center for Propaganda Pushing and Virtual.
It's not bro, the internal postings for a specific job within the university is not an advertisement for any group. It's not what that is. Oh my god, that's such a stretch. Do you have any evidence that it's propaganda? Do you have any, like it's not... What?
Signaling, this is what this is. Disappointing.
Hey, guess what? If they're actually hiring those people for those positions, then it's not virtue signaling because they're actually doing the thing. It would be virtue signaling if they weren't doing the thing. In which case you would have nothing to complain about. He doesn't... Oh my god! People who aren't straight white men exist. Oh no!
And another D word I'm going to use for this is disgusting. I am absolutely, utterly disgusted by...
So what? Why do we care? Then go to the doctor. If it's making you sick, go to the doctor. Don't go to the University of Waterloo then. If it's that problematic for you, it sounds like you just need a safe space. And so don't go to their website anymore if that bothers you that much. Jesus. And yes, he is virtual signaling, but is actually dog whistling. This is beyond just dog whistling. He's just being a bigot.
The lack of professionalism, intelligence,
What's the part that's the lack of intelligence? What's the part that's a lack of professionalism? This is a non sequitur. He's just stating a conclusion without making an argument or presenting anything.
Justice of this mockery of a university. And the fact that students have to deal
Hey, why don't you go? Why don't you go to the university and check it out and see what it's like and see how they treat you and see how their students are treated. Let me check something. Let me check. Hold on. I'm gonna go to edx.org, which is where I've been doing different studies, right? I'm gonna see if Waterloo is on there. Ah, no, Waterloo's not on there. They're Learn Online. Center for Extended Learning, University of Waterloo. 525 online courses, over 40 subjects. Hey, Metatron, if your technical skill is in history, why don't you try taking a Waterloo history course? And you can review it and see if it's actually any good. How about you test the university on its merits instead of your presupposition? Because that's what you're doing, right? And that's the thing you're complaining about. You're complaining that the University of Waterloo is judging people and not using quality and choosing people by their self-identification instead of by how good they are at a job. So how about before you decide about whether or not the University of Waterloo is good or not, instead of making the assumption and judging their quality based on the way they identify, you should actually test the university out and see if they're actually any good at their job and check for their actual quality of their work. And so you don't, be a giant fucking hypocrite. Maybe University of Waterloo isn't that great. I don't know. Last time I was there, I was in like grade 6. I just went for like a little program thing to go check it out and be like, hey, you're gonna get to choose universities. Come check out our university. So if you want to talk about being shameful, not just a bigot, but also a hypocrite. That's rough, buddy.
Deal with this. If they are just normal people that want to get a degree, they want to do a career, maybe they love what they're studying, but half of them...
As opposed to not normal people who just want to get a degree? Go then, guy. Go and check it out and see. Go for a tour.
Damn curriculum is going to be decolonizing it, so we're going to have to tell you that white people are bad. We're going to put black people everywhere. We're going to say that we're going to say, and there is nothing wrong, by the way, with putting a picture of a black student, but in this specific context, yes, there is. Because in this specific
There's literally a bunch of white people all over it, too. He's so fucking, triggered white woman, or there's a black woman. Nah! I'm so mad!
Context is not coming.
Look, white lady, white guy, white guy, white guy, white lady, probably white lady. See? He says as he scrolls past all the white people. Yeah, persecution complex is right. He's so pathetic.
From a desire.
I think if he scrolled all the way to the top, I think the first guy that you see is a white guy too, actually. Hold on, let's put it back a little bit. Where he showed the top.
Bad gate.
Hold on.
Know. Creating.
Black guy, 2 ladies of... I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell where they're from. This person, who looks probably white.
Center for Career Development.
That might be a woman, though. It's hard to tell.
No. Center for Propaganda of... If the white people are bad, we're going to put black people everywhere.
Where did they say white people are bad, by the way? I'm going to citation needed him on that one. Where did they say white people are bad?
Everywhere. We're going to say that we're going to say, and there is nothing wrong, by the way, with putting a picture of a black student, but in this specific context, yes, there is. Because in this specific context...
There's a white guy walking.
It's not coming from a desire for equal treatment of all human beings under the law and within society. No, sir.
It's a university. It's also allowed to have its own requirements as long as those requirements are not outside of the law, dipshit. You're not legally allowed to discriminate either.
It's based on the fact that if you're straight, white, and male, you are evil.
Who said that? Where is that? I really hope that there's a page on the University of Waterloo that actually just literally says that. And it's got like Flanders with the devil horns and a bunch of fire in the background.
In the eyes of authorities as they bend the knee.
Our prime minister is a straight white man who was a banker. What are you talking about? The premier of the guy who runs Ontario is Doug Ford. He's from an old fucking Ford family, and he is a straight white man. Oh my god. Unbelievable.
Academic authorities as they bend the knee to government authorities. It's basically the same thing that happened in 1930s Germany, where university.
You mean 1930s Germany when they hunted down LGBTQ people and killed them? That's exactly the same. It's exactly what was going on. What? What? It's a woke anti-white bank. The woke anti-white Bank of Canada and Bank of, I don't know, England, I think it was? The Bank of England? Holy shit, I hate this man. Yeah, I don't blame you. He's kind of fucking insane. Isn't this guy supposed to be doing history? Yeah, Jessica is supposed to be doing history, isn't he? Yeah. 1930s Germany was woke. I'm fucking actually delusional. Yeah, this is the guy who says that other people live in Lululand. Other people are fantasizing. Uh-huh. Okay.
Universities and the church had to deal with the Austrian Painters fan club, and they had to do what they were told. They had to support whatever the heck, the regime. It's the same thing. We're doing.
Oh, can you explain how? In what way? Can you explain how you came to this conclusion? Tell Elmo.
Again, we learned nothing. 20th century totalitarian regimes, wars, 2 world wars.
Canada is totalitarian? Canada? Really? With our multi-party system? What? Oh my god. He probably thinks feminists are Nazis? Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
And we learned nothing. They told us we were going to be the first post-racial generation, and the reality is that we have never been so racist as we are now. We just...
The call is coming from inside the building.
Changed it. We just changed the target. But the level of racism, particularly the way it's imbued within the younger members of our society, the children, and through social media.
Children are not going to university. This isn't a Disney Little Genius special, guy. This isn't fucking Baby Geniuses. They're not. Children aren't going to university. Adults are going to university.
University class.
And the university is open and direct about what it's doing. So you have to be a consenting adult that knows what the university is doing to go to university in the first place. Which means we're back to Metatron should mind his own business like he says he does and doesn't care what fucking individuals, fucking adults do in their, in private, which is their studies. If you don't want to go to the University of Waterloo, don't go! Because you don't like their ideology. Okay, fine. Good luck finding a university that, doesn't follow the law in Canada. Projection in full effect. Yeah, you're right.
the target, but the level of racism, particularly the way it's imbued within the younger members of our society, the children, and through social media, university classrooms, video games, movies, articles, anything. It's at a
Accidentally correct. Pointed in the wrong direction.
completely different level because of the advent of new levels of technology and cutting edge technology, which has been manipulated in order to brainwash the mind. This is poison.
You mean like grok? Red Cedar says if you aren't oppressing people enough, you are totalitarian? Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
I'm just going to say it. This is poison. And eventually we'll have to learn to get rid of it and get back to academic neutrality. That's what we're supposed to see here. Professionalism.
Define it. Define academic neutrality. Because I don't think you're gonna get the conclusion in the definition that you want.
Equal opportunities for everyone under the sun. Stop judging.
I'm waiting for him to complain that says warmest wishes this holiday season instead of warmest wishes this Christmas.
People. Not only, as Martin Luther King Jr. says.
No! I'm not playing the rest of this. I'm not gonna. No, actually, I will. I will, and then I'm gonna play something afterward. Let me pull that up. Don't do the Martin Luther King thing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't, please, no. Hold on. I'll hold on. One second. CRT. Elmo's World. Should be right around here. Okay. Stop judging people whose job it is to judge whether or not someone is good at or for a specific job. That's literally what he's complaining about. I would like to remind you, he is angry because he fantasized about somebody finding a loophole in a job posting, and now he's telling people not to judge other people when, if you are doing an interview, the interviewer is literally judging whether or not you would be good for the position. So this is insanity. We've gone in a loop. Let's go. Let's let this go.
Stop judging people. Not only, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, by the color of their skin, but at this point by their sexual proclivities. We added one.
Nothing in that list had anything to do with someone's sexual proclivities. The list was about identity, not sexuality, you fucking dipshit. But here's the issue with that, yes, he's advocating for not judging people as he sits around judging everybody with his presuppositions. But let's go look at that Martin Luther King quote for a second. Books that openly advocate for the very end of that brilliant speech. But here's the thing.
But maybe the most insulting distortion of history is in the quote that every single anti-CRT activist seems to love to invoke.
You think about what MLK stood for. He said he didn't want people judged on the color of their skin, but on the content of their character.
You know, I believe it was Martin Luther King that said, when he was talking about his children, that
he didn't want his children to be judged
on the color of their skin,
but by the content of their character.
Content of their character, not by the color of their skin.
Content of our character, not the color of our skin.
And the immortal words of Dr. Martin Luther King ring in our ears that we must judge others not by the
color of their skin,
but by the content of their character.
The left wants us to constantly focus on skin color. It's destructive. Martin Luther King Jr. is rolling over in his grave.
Yeah, you know what? I bet he is, actually. In fact, I'm pretty sure every time someone uses his words that way, Dr. King's illustrious remains spin fast enough to power the eastern fucking seaboard. Here's the thing, though. That dream speech was clearly an aspirational goal, not a description of things as they stood. And in fact, King himself later put a pretty major asterisk on it.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
Yeah. Tempered with solid realism. Now that's a line to remember.
Yeah, it's a shame that none of these people ever fucking remember it. It's a shame none of these people have actually read the I Have a Dream speech.
Instead of stopping to judge people by the color of their skin. We keep doing that. And even worse. But now we added sexuality to it. And all the fantasy stuff that comes from
He's fantasizing that sexuality was in that fucking list. It wasn't there. It's not in there. There's no sexuality part of the fucking lists that he's complaining about in this video.
Gender studies. What an awful university.
What an awful university. I know, right? So bad. Alright, well, that's it. I do want to talk about Hoekstra, but I'll probably save that for Thursday, because we've already been going for over an hour. So it would take me another like hour and a half to cover Hoekstra as well. So, and I do got to go get ready for cooking. We're gonna do a cooking stream later today. I'm making spaghetti. I know you're gonna get to watch me struggle to open a jar. What else is going on? Anything else? I don't know. Nothing. Did anybody get bingo? I didn't drink today. One, because this stream didn't last long. If this video was 20 minutes long, I probably would have caved and gotten a beer. I have 3 beers in my fridge. It is rum and coke night. I keep looking over at my non-existent calendar. I got, Saturday is rum and coke night, so if you're interested in that, that'll be over on Debate Hub. So if you're interested, come and join us for that. You don't have to drink alcohol. It's not required. It's just called rum and coke night. I don't know who's all going to be there this time. We'll see. It's kind of a mixed bag of who we're going to get. As well as next Tuesday, I will be over on Dapper's channel. And when is my next UFF? I think it's on the 15th. Tomorrow is my day off. So Wednesday I will be gone. I will be live back again at 9 a.m. on Twitch if you're interested in art and you like art-y type stuff and things, and we just kind of chat about whatever. We talked a little bit about Megan and Aaron and the company today, and Steve a little bit, who you saw clipped in that in the video I just played. And then Friday is, I believe, Star Trek, maybe Dumbfuck Friday, depending on what's going on with Manya, and 9 a.m. streaming. Sunday, I don't think there is anything. Tuesday with Dapper is next Tuesday, not this Tuesday. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Are you gonna use hot sauce in the spaghetti? I don't know. Maybe. I might have some sriracha. He's gonna get angry about how I make spaghetti. He's gonna get angry about how he eats spaghetti with chopsticks. Alright, I'm gonna get on out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys in about an hour-ish. Hour and a half? Hour and a half for cooking stream. I'm gonna get on out of here. Thanks for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. I can't believe this fucking guy. Why do these people get so many fucking views? I don't understand, man. I'm jealous. Like and share and subscribe. I'm jealous. I want to have 1 million subscribers watching me say dumb shit. That makes no sense. Manu's been remembered for 67 months. Says Friday is Dumbfuck Friday, you gobbo. Alright, we're doing Dumbfuck Friday on Friday. Thanks so much for joining me. Can you cook spaghetti in orange juice instead of water? Probably. I've put orange juice in the pan to make spaghetti before, but not like boiled the spaghetti noodles in the in orange juice. That's awesome. You should tell Dapper that. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Fuck that guy and his fucking YouTube videos. Stop listening to a man who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, you idiots!